everybody, this is Josh. How are y'all doing? Oops, I forgot to fix the restream. Nah. There's always something I forget, you know? Okay, should be fixed. Now just got to hit this button and then hit this button and then properties. Oh, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so how are y'all doing today? I'm a bit quiet. Should give the mic a little bit to catch up. It's like sometimes it starts off quiet before. Oh wow, no, I'm really quiet. What's going on? That's weird. Testing 1 2 3. All right. Maybe it's just because I'm talking quietly. I don't know. All right, so earlier today I put out like a request on YouTube and Twitter to say like, hey guys, what should I stream? And so a lot of people have said it was usually between like 2 games, Slay the Princess and Hi-Fi Rush, which I saw were the most common ones. So I'm looking at these two and like, Slay the Princess seems like a good quickie, so like, all right, well, why don't we give that a try? So yeah, no spoilers. I'm getting a suspicion that this game is one of those where we get it is one where, you know, like, a part of the fun is not knowing anything about it. All right. So yeah, just trying to make sure. Anywho, what's this level of madness? I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. Luigi, we got to slay the princess and wait. All right. Yeah, it's just I do want to play Hi-Fi Rush. It's just that for a while, it's I figured this one would be good to do in a day, and then like next week I'll be playing like Hi-Fi Rush for like multiple days in a row. Just saying. All right, so why don't we get things started. All right. I have no idea how this is going to go. So let's see. Now, if it would start, I'd very much appreciate that. I mean, I hit the start button.
Yeah. I played the whole game in one sitting. Maybe it because it was an impulse purchase lol. But it's also pretty good.
Alright. This is a horror game and not intended for all audiences. Contains flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect on rare cases cause motion sickness in players. You can disable them in the game's preferences. Okay. The horrors you may find in these dark spaces have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I want this man to read me storybooks at night.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Ooh, I like that.
it will be the end of the world.
So that's what they meant by the parallax effect. Cool. Wow, there's a lot of dialogue options here.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
That's BS.
You made it this far.
That is BS
you
reasoning.
might as well reach the end of your journey.
Dude, that is... okay, like, why would you be here for work to complete a very important... Don't give me that BS reasoning. You have made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey. That's sunk cost fallacy. I'm not... You don't tell me why she's dangerous. I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out. Which she will, unless you do something about it.
Okay, what happens if she gets out then? I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
So is she like a dumb ruler or something? Like... like... Like, it's like listening to her is in their nature, and is in their nature. When they do, everything will come crashing down. You haven't said anything. It's like you managed to say a lot of words, but you didn't say anything. Let's see. Wait, I kind of missed everything. Can you go back? Not really. Hey, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, first time watcher. Hey, Robobrony. How are you doing? Talking. He's going to be that guy. Yeah, I don't trust the narrator already. Look, I'll go to the cat and I'll talk to her. If she's bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll say. I'm not committing to anything I'm talking.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Doomed
so sure,
how?
Go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, ignore the voice of the hero.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Robobrony, love your channel, YouTube channel countdowns. Thank you. Catman77J, boop. Yeah.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, Slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
I'd say that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's a nice voice.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Mhm.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
I'm not listening. Yeah, what you define as reason is.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this
boy,
be a
no,
threat
no,
to
no, no,
anyone?
no! Don't do that. Don't. Okay, it's like she's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? Yeah, there have been very, very beautiful people who have had very, very ugly hearts. So let's not.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Yeah, voice
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay.
Let's see. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Yeah.
She has to eat, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe. Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
Okay, it's just like...
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Or like Princess Hime. Or Master Shifu. It's not like you would believe me. Wow, okay. Voice of the hero makes a great foil for the narrator, I must say. Yeah. So, is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Yeah. Everyone's so suspicious, and I love how that builds tension. Yeah, it does.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
I'm sorry, bro. You're asking me to kill somebody without knowing a thing about them. Like... Like, what the heck? Like, also, she's, like, just chained up with one arm, like... Spark Person, hey Josh, today's my birthday. Happy birthday! Sorry, this is just... Sorry if I'm breathing into the mic. It's just like... What the... Like... What the heck?
You're only making this more difficult.
Yeah.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I mean, that's a good point.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Oh, please don't tell me we're gonna 127 hours this.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Huh.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oh, that's not good.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Yeah.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Yeah!
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
That escalated quickly. What the fudge?
I regret coming in here.
Yeah, you should leave.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Ash, see a curse cut short perfectly by the ad. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that escalated quickly. I mean, that's creepy, but someone gnawing their own arm off to escape prison doesn't a bad guy make, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like...
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Sorry, but,
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
yeah, that is kind of weird.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Well, then why'd you ask me to do it?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward.
Excuse me. No, no, no. This is railroading. This is railroading. Bad DM. Bad DM. Bad DM.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Where is it? Where is it? Okay, resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Yeah, I'm looking at my hand right now. It's like, it looks like very clawed and... Oh, the cursor changed. I just noticed.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Yeah, if you had just explained... Maybe if you explained things more, I could have changed
Whatever.
things, but dude...
She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you.
Wow.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, huh? Okay, interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
starting to get a
path
little deja
is a
vu.
cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Okay, no.
oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
Okay, you keep saying that. You keep saying, "Oh, the fate of the world is at risk." It's like, can you stop with this vague bullcrap and give me a straight freaking answer? I am tired of you dancing lambada around your non-existent threats.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
Huh?
If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
This guy, do not be that guy now. Oh, I'm going to be all of that guy right now.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Have to be very sneaky about your... Okay.
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
You know, I kind of, really don't care about your opinion right now.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
I mean, he's got a... I mean... He's got a point there. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Thank you.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
No. Well, sort of. It's like you forced me to listen to you.
You were the one who did us in, villain.
Exactly. I can't believe I'm agreeing with I can't believe I'm agreeing with this ponce.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price.
I'm getting real tired of that line right there. Oh, the entire world is at stake.
I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
Common sense. The arrogance of this narrator. Whew!
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're
Don't you
asking
mock
that,
me!
It sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah, at first glance it does, so what's the catch?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Okay, he's actually got a point there. Chaos Servant, I'm so confused right now and I love it. Yeah.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I don't know, I was dead!
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Okay, dude, don't. Don't. Ah, David J. Thompson, your first super chat. Alright, I'll just wait for that to appear on the stream. She's a perfect angel that you clearly some convoluted dastardly scheme. Dude, don't even right now.
Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
You know, just because something is simple doesn't mean it's, like, right.
I'd love to see a spin-off title of this game, but as a dress-up game, and it'll be titled Slay Princess.
Okay, that's pretty good. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
If you weren't disembodied, I would strangle your neck. Who locked her in that basement?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Because life has more nuance than what you're trying to present to me! Well, people locked her. Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
I feel like you're buttering me up right now.
Suddenly the narrator from the Stanley Parable is looking like an upgrade.
Yeah, a wee bit. Because I'm bored, you didn't read my super chat. You didn't do a super chat. I just sent a super chat. Yeah, you haven't sent a super chat yet. That's the first one you sent. I'm looking through this. I played the whole game in one sitting. It's an impulse purchase, but also pretty good. I mean, yeah, there was that one you did, but also I do have a text-to-speech that reads things out for me. Yeah. Josh ready to throw hands with a disembodied voice more than 3. Alright. Of course you're special. What? Yeah.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice.
I hate that I'm agreeing with this guy. I hate that I am agreeing with the smitten voice.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
Okay, I mean, I can respect that, but... You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You not telling me things is why we are here in the first place. So why don't you just start explaining?
not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like
Keep
I'm
this
hiding
up,
something,
narrator,
but
and we're gonna
you're
go
just
for
going
the
to have to
broom
take me at
closet
my
ending.
word.
Bro, you have done literally nothing to make me trust you. She could barely hold.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Dude, you literally, like... Dude, you're gonna have to do, like, a lot of legwork for me to trust you. Like, effing A. I do not like you, narrator.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Shut up, you're not helping.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. You just have to do this. You have to trust me. Just do it. It's so simple. No.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Just gonna proceed to the cabin. Let's see if we can figure this out. I don't trust you. And I don't 100% trust her either, but...
A warning before you go any further.
I'm listening.
Give me a big fat break!
Thank you. It's just the way things are. Yeah. It's like a warrant. It's like, okay, narrator, I'm listening.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I've heard that before.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Dude, please, shut up. You're making this worse.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
Thank you, hero.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Okay, you're an idiot, but you're a harmless idiot.
My grasp on sanity remains absolute.
Mm-hmm. This guy, just explain! Okay, I'll serve it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it were me, I would just effed off by now. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Okay, I'm leaning more towards the hero guy.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
F you.
The interior of the cabin
This
is
is
clean and elegant, with stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I trust the agency from the Bourne series more than you, narrator, and they give their agents jack squat cakes about their targets.
Yeah. Fire Tower V. I'm gonna see Godzilla -1 now. See you later. See you, Fire Tower V. Thank you for supporting the stream.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening?
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last
I
time.
just got here. Do I want to know what I just walked into?
Fantasy Stanley Parable. That's what you just walked into.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and so focus up. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
That's weird. This is the worst D&D Dungeon Master. Yes, David J. Thompson, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm not taking the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Sanguine Frost. For a fiery Joker, you're really heroic. Yeah, that's, it's part of the, how do I put this? How do I put this? It's like it's part of the walking contradiction that I like to make my personality. It's okay, so just random tangent. Like whenever I make characters, I like to make them sort of like walking contradictions, but if you look a little deeper, they seem to make sense. Like and I also tend to find those types of characters fascinating. Like a tiefling paladin, for instance. Like, okay, this is someone who looks absolutely demonic or devilish, and everyone looks at them like they're demonic and devilish, but they're a paladin. They look like someone who does evil, but they resolve to do what is right. Or like, let's see, or like a fire-based healer is another one of my favorites, because you look at fire and it's just like the way fire is used in a lot of media. It's all about like destruction and death, like burning things down. It's a very aggressive attack based, but a lot of people don't realize that, you know, like the fire is a purifying element. It can also heal and soothe, or just like that feeling that you get when it's like it's freezing cold out, but then there's just a quiet, gentle fire that you use to warm up. Oh, is Josh, are you the turbulent INFP or the assertive INFP? I'm sorry, I forget. I completely forgot.
But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too
Yeah,
far.
exactly.
We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Yes, I agree with the hero. I agree with the hero.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Her dress is a
There's
lot
a heavy
different.
chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
You literally just described my D&D character with the Tiefling Paladin.
Oh, awesome.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Okay.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
Stop making me agree with you.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
She said come back.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she
Yeah.
killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Okay, simping aside, I do agree with that. It was self-defense. Like, it's just, I do agree with the smitten guy a lot. It's just his sentences are super saturated with simpery.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Yeah, that's the thing here. That's kind of the that's kind of the point. Is okay. We don't know for sure that the world ended. All we know is that we went right back to the beginning. Sort of. This is just different. And Smitten does have a point here. It's just like, we didn't see a world actually end. We were dead before that happened.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I don't like you. I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
No.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our
Point.
stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Ugh. Mr. Narrator, It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence she's a monster who should not be trusted. So bizarre behavior warrants a knife to the throat. Look, she has showcased some weird behavior, yes, but weird behavior does not a monster make, okay? Like, she's weird. Yeah, she's done some weird things, but you're the freaking psychopath who's been telling me to kill her just for, like, really circumstantial evidence here. Like, yeah. What the fudge? What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Sweetheart, that's not very helpful.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, that's not a confession. No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. I'm not so sure. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
Uh-huh.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Yeah, there's part of me that's just like, okay, what's going on? She's like... She's being weirdly submissive. Like... She's being submissive and placating right now.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Yeah, why should I believe you?
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Hey, wait!
You wouldn't.
Wait, hang on. Can we talk about this?
I would. I'd listen to it. If I were
Spit.
you.
Can we talk about this?
A lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Arkla, lovely.
I can't believe it.
That was...
Guess I have to.
Weirdly easy.
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
what do we do now?
Well, what do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world?
Shut up!
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before. I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
Look, dude. If we don't question things, like if you don't actually examine your then that's just blind. That's just blindness right there.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
If you want to leave, then let's leave.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Dude, can you like stop?
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
I don't...
That's a familiar move.
Exactly.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Okay, yeah, he's got a point.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Smitten is cringe, but...
I told you our love was insurmountable.
Oh my gosh.
You and the princess make your way upstairs. The blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and...
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
You have given me, literally, zero evidence that she will end the world. Alright? No.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Cool. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Something's... Okay.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? The villain vanquished. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I can't believe she was taken away from us.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while?
No, I think we gotta. It's just like there's...
I'm begging you, don't do this.
They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
I didn't mold her to love me. I was just trying to talk to her and get some information. Like...
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Okay, fair enough.
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Kinda.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are.
but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. More than you have found, but less than there are to find.
That's
am
not helpful.
The rest will find their own way home. Everything, until we meet again. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Well, she did say that there's nothing we can do. We'll just stay here forever. But I'm curious.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Interesting. All right, well, it's the Undertale closing of the game. Let's open it back
You
up.
have returned to me.
Yep.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Well.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
The real
is a
estate of
cabin.
Princess starts here. You'll know it when you see
And in
it.
the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Okay, now we gotta start searching for all the endings, I suppose. Let's see, well.
while I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess, it's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
It's like, you're a bad DM, bro. I'm not. It's like, and there's only two things to do with bad DMs. One of them is leave or just aggressively try to jump the rails.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I just got railroaded. Just like, that is literally, as you go to say no, you say yes instead. Oh my gosh, this is like exactly what not to do when it comes to being a dungeon master. Holy crap. Oh wow.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish.
I'm going to aggressively try to jump the rails
I've already
here.
outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Uh-huh.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Wait, what the?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
What's going
You're
on?
too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility.
Oh,
because
he's
you
grumpy.
Care more
He's
about irritating me
grumpy.
than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
walls weren't there last time. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think
Nope.
there weren't any walls in the woods. Someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off
Voice of the
everything but the path to the
contrarian.
cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic
There
little
it is, a
voices to
purdy
the back of
troll.
your mind and stay focused on the task ahead. Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You
Cool,
have to
Kermit,
do
Knife, Heart, the
something.
twins, Josh. Twins are doing okay.
Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
Maybe? Yep. And finished. Resistance fingers stuck.
You're on a path in the
Alright,
woods.
yeah, very Stanley
And at
Parable.
the end of that you're here to slay.
Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did.
Princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
No.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Wow. Okay, I'm not getting into that.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Whatever.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are. The blade is your implement.
Yeah, Stanley Parable filled with eldritch horror. Hello? Oh, thank you. Alright, I think this is actually a good place to take a break right now because my wife has just brought something for me that I need to take care of. So we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. So we'll try and figure out all these endings, alright? So, bye! right, and we are back. So, my wife got me a new chair, and I am very happy. I love her very much. I've been complaining about how broken my chair was for a while, and then she, got me this. It also doesn't squeak, because one of the reasons, like, I really didn't like my chair was because the nursery is, like, right beyond this wall. And I had the sneaking suspicion that the screeching was waking up my daughter. And we tested it the other day, and yeah, turns out that was the case. That was actually making a lot of noise. Thank you very much, Dad. So yeah, there we go. This is a basic Lazy Boy from Costco. Volume is a bit low. Sorry, that's just because I'm not speaking into the mic. What's INFP? Introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. Basically, like kind of the healer / idealist archetype, Myers-Briggs. Like, I don't believe, like, you know, Myers-Briggs is like 100% accurate. It's just like, yeah, it's like you can't reduce a person to just one of 16 personalities, and you know, there are always these nuances about a person's personality, but I don't know, it's just like, at the same time though, it is a great, like, fun little lens to look through things. It's like, it's one of those fun little, like, interpretive lenses, like, you know, like alignment or Magic the Gathering color theory, or it's just, or like what Hogwarts house you're in. It's just like, it's just a fun little lens to look at yourself through. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it can open yourself up to some insights about yourself, but I wouldn't rely on it, you know? Velvet be the feisty child? Sometimes. Depends on the day.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room. Her voice carries up the...
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Very different.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Very different if you take the dagger. Wonder if this happens if I just go, like, straight.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we should. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
What did I miss after the damsel? You missed me just giving the middle finger to the narrator.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against your better judgment, you step... We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we...
Okay, fair enough.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two... whoever sent you to slay me claimed that doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you, either. Otherwise we'd...
She has a point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Yeah, that's disturbingly cognizant.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't...
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
I think you look. I'm not one for monarchies, but I think you've got some. I think you got a chip on your shoulder.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you just...
You know what?
Mm-hmm. Narrator clearly has an issue explaining his point. So, you know what? I'm gonna do a poll, YouTube poll. Since I don't think it really matters at this point, since I already got my first ending. Keep her. All right. Whoop. There we go. And you know what? Let's do it on let's also do it on Twitch too. Let's see all right. Let's see. Cutter free or okay. What to do? All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see. All right. All right. So, Twitch says keep her imprisoned. YouTube says kill her. Interesting. All right. So, I think so we have about 30 votes there. So okay, interesting. So, how should I decide this? It's like we got 75% on Twitch to keep her imprisoned, but 43% on... Yeah. All right. So Robo Brownie did contribute channel points to this. He contributed insanity to this. So I think how am I gonna do this? This is weird. I haven't done polls on both of them in a while. So, either keep her imprisoned or kill her. Well, the thing is, I think keep her imprisoned has the higher percentage, so I'll do that one.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice.
All right, well. Let's see, how do I want to do this?
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take.
Don't like that the words are red.
We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Ooh.
It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
He sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I could be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can, and you jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet,
that's
but as the
creepy.
princess draws near, it's as though your body it isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer,
Yeah.
one silent
This artwork is
footfall
really
at a
good.
time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare. Ooh, that's different.
You're on a path. You're here to slay. Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's... Shh! What if he hears us?
The paranoid. Ooh. So these are the names of the routes. Like the third voice is the one is the one who is the route you're on.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me.
The BF96. How deep is
right now,
is Josh
like
in?
I said,
This is my third
the first time
playthrough.
we
This is
met.
my third route.
Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. This is good. I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers... Seriously? You're just going to... Fine. That's strange. That's great to hear. A couple of laps around the woods were all it took for you to go in there. I guess you're the one in control, aren't you? So if you want us to die again, I guess we'll die again. The interior of the cabin is plain. The blade is your Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has
Seems like every
not
choice affects
already
the
gotten
princess.
out.
Yeah.
If you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits. You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes. What are you two? There isn't. We have. We shouldn't waste time preening. I'm not. Maybe he's. No, they. You reach forward and did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. Good. Is it gonna be enough though? Can you... The blade is the only thing you need to... Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us. Finally, a voice of reason. The rest of you should take notes. You know why I'm being a pessimist. I'm just asking questions. You make your way to the bottom. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
That's fun.
You turn to the left, faintly out.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your arms. This is it.
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Loud as your blood begins to coagulate. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver.
Ooh.
Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that... You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver.
Ooh, this is good stuff.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already... Your weapon is still in your hand. Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike. She doesn't even move as the blade sinks into her heart. We did it.
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
We've already seen how she can change. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
She falls to the ground, unmoving. Oh. I can stop now, can't I? I can. And now that she's gone, you can let us out. But she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. It means that you're stuck here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Time. Forever's gonna end. Eventually, right?
I don't think that's how forever works.
No, it won't. That's the whole point. I feel sick. It doesn't have to be. What do you mean? We still have a way out, clutched in our hands. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead? I guess that's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin, because right now, you don't want us to do that. You're right. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die? Why do you care?
That's a good question.
I just do. I value life. Every life. Even yours. Especially yours.
Except for the life of a monarch.
Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to... Exactly. I don't have to answer that. That's a grim thought, innit? But I suppose you're right. We don't have to starve to death. You remove the blade from the princess's... I don't like this, but I suppose that you raise the blade to your neck. Here we go.
Alright. Chapter 3, The Wraith.
You're on a path in the wood. Shit. This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills... Yes, so it does. No, there has to be a way out of here. What if we do what she asked us to last time? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. Oh, threatening us with death, are we? Ooh. Why should we be afraid of dying? We've already done it twice. All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again.
She soft-locked him. Haha, you draw micros, exactly.
This place feels a bit different, though,
This is fun. This is engaging. I really do like this.
But it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job. Great. Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no.
Well, going to work now. Watch the VOD later. Okay, bye. It was nice to have you here.
Is that supposed to be a riddle? I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything. So, yes, I'm the same me. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. Then she finds a way out on... So, standing around out here. Only we don't have to see her. No, it's... And why? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is
like this. It's just like each of these voices have a very distinct character, even though it's all the same voice.
Is slaying her.
It's all the same voice actor.
Holding you back from doing that is just that. You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before, does not those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different? Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever. Everyone is manipulating us. We're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid... On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him. You continue down the path to... It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability.
I'm here 5 minutes, and I already love her. The narrator is also a character.
Everything make sense. Maybe letting her out. Whatever. You don't want... It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
You're trying to use...
There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, I'm done trying to argue. Would you look at that? We won. Take it however you will. The interior of the cabin is long and dark. That's the only furniture of note is... What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. Of course there isn't a mirror. There wasn't one last time either, so why would it be there this time? I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It sounds like... Okay, so do you want the cold inflections remind me of? It reminds me of... Okay, so over on the Dragonfinder Gaming channel, I'm doing a Pathfinder... I'm GMing a Pathfinder 2e campaign, and this actually these inflections sound a lot like Doc's character, Sybil.
If you're asking what's at the end of the... Are you saying there isn't a door? Are you saying that at the end of the hallway there's just an opening again?
He didn't say door, did he?
No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door. It's just like last time, isn't it? Only instead of a visible empty void, there's an invisible one. For all we know, she could be standing right there behind the mirror. For all we know, she's going to jump out at us, and there's nothing we can do to stop her. Let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you, and certainly not the princess. You slowly... Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever... I hate that I know what's about to happen. Knowing makes it so much worse. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Oh, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
Helplessly staring into the void. I'm glad I made a lasting impression.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle.
Ooh, I love
your heart
this.
Skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then it, she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse. And you collapse with. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
You killed me last time, and that was after you tried to lock me away forever. I was so close to freedom, but then you took my body away from me. So now, I'm going to take yours, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it, completely helpless, just like...
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea. She clearly hates us.
And what's your point? I thought you wanted to get out of here.
Yeah, but not like this. She's going to make it hurt.
Then turn off the part of you that feels things.
Oh, like it's that easy?
It is. Pain is just another sensation. If you can tolerate joy, you...
Ooh, that's a good...
Except that pain hurts.
Yes, that's what it does.
Do we need to explain to you why pain is bad?
You need to explain to yourself why it isn't.
See? That wasn't so hard. And maybe this will make it hurt a little less. Maybe.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy yours. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a... and crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a... Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck. Okay, Deep breath. Is there any conceivable way that this is fine? Yeah, I'm right.
This is
This
fun.
is fine. It's better than last time. At least our organ. It is fine. Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of momentary discomfort. I'm sure we'll be... Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is so cramped in here, like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. I'd beg you to resist, but you've already surrendered your will to her, haven't you? You're the puppet master here. If this is the only way we could cut ourselves free from you, so be it. It's a new experience. You should try being possessed sometime. There's nothing else like it.
There's nothing wrong with fixing your mistakes. I'll remember that. But I'll also never forget what you've done.
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world. But despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If
It doesn't matter how long this hallway is. I will drag this body until it is a piece of meat and feathers.
Why is it meat and feathers?
Please, just let her out.
Yes. Let me out.
It's pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met. No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer.
That is slide me into submission. The door is right there.
It really is, isn't it?
I walk to it. I place your bloody hand on the door. I make you twist the handle.
Isn't saying all of this his job?
He is gone.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
I did nothing. He dealt with himself.
This is it then. The big moment. Finally, we'll get to see what's really out there.
The handle clicks as we push forward. The air is different here.
The passenger. You feel another violent tear. And this little decreases your body from everything
We're
visible.
us again. How interesting. Everything is gone. Except her.
What is happening to me?
Alright. She has taken the race.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that.
It's gonna be okay, just trust me. We've been here before. You always get
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be... It's calling us. You don't need comfort.
You see on your side, it's gonna be okay.
Okay. Can we trust you? Whatever makes you happy.
We're gone once again. You're always mixing these, but you need to see what's in. You've grown. The long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? You can't hear an enzyme.
Not entirely sure I understand the joke, Dark Seraph.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore. The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay, so I can't repeat routes. That's actually really helpful.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
All right, a seething vessel. Bring the wraith to her.
You're on a path. You're here to slay. You make your way up the short path to the interior blade is your... The door to the base, her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once. Don't let it fool you. How many times do I have to tell you how...
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? Come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with... She's beautiful. I am begging you.
Hi. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. only making this more.
Thank you.
You're making a... No. You're doing... You walk up to the chair. They're large and heavy. Fine.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhat doubtful. Whoever locked them.
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to make someone else. You make your way easier for every.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just...
She barely hesitates before as she rips her flesh from her. It's the blade from... Or we could... You won't like... Fine. You cut. The blade is sharp. Her lip... She didn't so... No. She smiles. How would...
Think...
No. As the prince... Wait. Watch me.
Yeah, won't let me.
Okay. There's no going back now. You bring the blade down to strike, but she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade now.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill...
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you.
Yep, now we're speed running.
She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the... If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her... It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Mm-hmm. The witch.
You're on a path. You're here to... I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. If he doesn't remember what happened, brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest.
Voice of the opportunist. Okay, this is interesting.
You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her. A warning. She will lie. Don't worry.
This is fun. This is like playing
The
Stanley
interior of
Parable.
the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls are The blade is your...
Approach the mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. No blade. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but The door to the basement creaks open. The weak starlight from the air smells her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
He's got a point.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh.
You descend the basement steps. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been... Oh, that's pretty sharp. Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now. Let's chat her up a bit. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things...
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Is that a joke? I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutual... Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me...
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here.
Okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She
Wow,
never
she's
breaks
got
eye
like a
contact, even as the two of you
tail.
find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I...
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, it shouldn't matter who leads and who fought. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she... Somebody has to go first. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition,
This is fun.
cannot
This
be
is
trusted.
fun.
I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to...
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. No. The stairs are a bunch of... But... The princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and isn't that a relief? We're fine. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly... Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp, and together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally the princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really. And you know what? I'll say it. That sucks. We were going to help her. It's what I would have done if you considered not being like that. Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralyzed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
Yep.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done. Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. But even more than I wanted my freedom, I really... And you know as well as I that by our very natures, only one of us could make it up those stairs unscathed. Someone...
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, and then you'd say something like, wow, and then you would have done it, and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but the princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's not as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife?
Ah,
so
I love
funny.
this storytelling.
She eyes you with intensity.
Having played through the game,
silence
it's great.
falling between you
I
for
love
a
your
long
reactions to it,
as
the
her
way the
gaze
music
travels up and
changes is
down your
amazing.
battered form.
Long time watcher, how do I do a commission?
How do I do a commission? I don't take commissions for countdowns or really videos anymore. But sorry, but I do appreciate that. It's like I do have a Patreon if you're interested, and it's like there are a lot of rewards that you can get from doing that if you're interested.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
And there she goes.
She's gone. Where? And there's that mirror again. But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end.
Groundhog Day, Purgatory style, and Amidala exactly.
But if he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. Okay. Finally.
You're withered. You've withered.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make... It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be, but that doesn't make any of them less special. This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
All right, bring the witch to her.
You're here.
All right, continue to the cabin.
You make your way up. The interior of the cabin, the blade.
All right.
Short.
Okay, I gotta try this.
You take the blade.
Let's try that. I want to try
Her
this.
voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it fool you.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs. She's so. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. The blade tumbled
Thank you.
against your better. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Oh, have you just...
You know. Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains, but they're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the...
Maybe it's somewhere doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way. Is someone else? You make easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut...
You won't like. Against your better judge, you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, how is she so composed after losing an arm?
Thank you.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are as the prince... Wait, watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the... Stop it! Stop! The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an all. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
The prisoner.
You're on a path. You're here. A warning. She will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
The skeptic.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and
This is
focus
fun.
on the princess.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat. The only furniture of note is an iron table. The blade is your... What are you talking? You reach for... and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation. Are you sure? What if she... Yes. Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. Okay.
Hey, don't I gotta say here what's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we... What? Don't worry about it. We have a knife. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path. Her voice, harsh.
Is that a visitor I hear?
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there'd be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. You do as she asks and sit on the floor.
Thank you. I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself. I wouldn't do that. And why? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a... And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. He doesn't want us to look at it. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am. Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest. I don't want to... What is that supposed to mean? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within you, and, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
No. Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude. You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time.
So much
And
later
after
that I decided to
that,
get a new narrator.
Even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion.
I don't like small talk.
Still rude.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stone.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have...
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Alright, got that ending. Time.
she's gone. And there's that... But it feels so bad. Like, look...
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding.
Okay.
Feels too good to be true.
You're unraveled.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer. No, Their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here.
Guarded vessel, bring the prisoner.
Your Honor, you're here to... You make your way up the short. The interior of the cab, the blade is your...
Alright, what's the last one I need to do? She says I need to do one more. What's the one I need to do though?
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotic. Don't let...
Don't be a stranger.
You walk down the stairs. I am begging...
Hi. Okay.
The princess. She doesn't know. She knows what she...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking...
Thank you.
Where are you going? You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back.
Slip these chains? She has to be bluffing, but you rush up to... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, you slowly creep down the basement stairs. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm. Is it just me? Oh, you coward!
No, why don't you...
Your eyes dart. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job. You step forward to investigate. A trail of blood leads from it, and then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a waiting, her teeth and the ferocity. This is the end. I'm afraid you shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. Everything goes dark.
The beast.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Alright.
She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom?
Ooh.
Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this serious. Maybe.
Let's see what this looks like.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. The blade is your... You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? You reach for... But there was a mirror, and now it's gone.
Okay, Kenshio Tori. Hey, Josh, happy holidays. Okay. What should I do here? Take the blade or leave the blade? Which one will be more fun? All right. It seems like most people are saying to take the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. She growls up.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost impatient. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the depth. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush. Remember, she is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. I'm so much more than you. And
a shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by... In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows.
Ooh, this is intense.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intent.
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die.
Don't ask her. Is that all the advice you have? She's clearly coiling for another strike. We're on the back. The back foot keeps us nimble. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We have the blade. I assume all she has are the steel claw is small and she is large. It's dangerous to fight back.
All right, so what should I do here? Starting the poll again. Survive. Play dead or stand still. Starting the poll. And also do it over on Twitch. To do. Survive. Wait, then strike. Play dead. Stand still. Starting the poll. Let's see what we got. All right, in a minute, we will get these done. Interesting. Okay. Play dead doesn't sound good. Yeah, I don't think it does either, but, you know. All right. Twitch says survive. YouTube says wait, then strike. Interesting. Okay. Play dead is an achievement, just FYI. Oh, okay. Well, not really much for the achievements, so... Okay. 200 channel points. Okay. Seems like, yeah, YouTube has the majority. Wait, then strike.
This is, if we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up as the princess lunges from the shadows once more. Shout. It strikes, cutting deep. You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Look at that. We wounded her, and she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery.
Mm-hmm.
You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out on. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal. Do better next time. I still need to devour you.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death.
The den.
You're on a path in the wood. You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly, she didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority.
Ooh.
There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed...
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
And how do you intend to...
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Alright.
Like I said,
but we're so small.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. If she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop, that's all we need to put her on the defensive.
make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits.
We've already been over the plan.
I'm not sure that use
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this. Don't try to keep us breathing. The interior is dark and the only furniture of note, the blade is your...
Take it. We're not fighting a mob.
Great. That mirror's back. What are you talking about? There is no mirror. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a...
That mirror's blocking our way.
Yes, take the steel cube.
Good. You heard him. Stop.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. It went away after we reached out to it last time. You reach forward and see nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, stay quiet. The princess leaves your... See, she knows. We have to be like her.
We're past the point of words anyway.
You put the voices to the back of your mind, and the basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light.
It doesn't matter if we can't see.
She doesn't respond. It seems that she thinks. You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness.
What? You're gonna turn around the second she runs for us? You'll get us killed, you pathetic fool.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already...
Stop it! Fight her!
The conflict in your heart, though usually of little consequence, slows you down just enough. You don't make it into the tunnel before you feel her hot breath at your back, rushing up your... Death. Again. She's gone. And there's that... I think you know.
So, you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to... I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
The long quiet. Bring the den to her. Whoa.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us. Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict. If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this... You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. But even after the pain of defeat, you returned. The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending. I would have you realize that what you decry as suffering is beauty. But even as you stir to wakefulness, you cling to mortality that was never yours. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence? It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you...
And there is always time.
Flesh is beautiful, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. You did not resist my violence, but it overcame you. Did you understand? The flesh wasn't you. Or did you choose to
then set me free again. If you need more time to open your eyes, your liquor tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back. Then there's no need for you to fight for who you are. If you need more time to open your eyes. Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to every. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what. This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go. It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth. What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone. All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you. It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there.
It's time to resume.
She's relentless, isn't she? Then let's go.
Oh.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like that for old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he?
Nope. Oh.
There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't talking for a very long time, guys. It's just I was really, really engaged. Super Saic Pro says I won't need it. Remember, this is a love story.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
I don't know what you want for us.
She sounded just like that. Timid and gentle. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
There you are. You look just like you did when we first met. Let's talk for a bit. Maybe we can figure this out. I don't think I want that either. I don't feel the same. I feel smaller. Can we actually do that? What would that even mean? Where would we go? I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
Alright, for sure, dude.
Come on, Princess. It's just a door. Sorry, I'm just a little nervous. This is really it. Whatever happens next will be completely new. I love you too.
Whatever's next, whatever it is, you'll face it together. Okay. Nicole Goodnight is the princess. The voices in your head, Jonathan Sims. Brandon Boone, great music. Artist, editor, and additional writing. Oh man. This is not, yeah, this is a great, yeah, this is a fun, like, single stream game. Yeah, I liked this. So our Patreon alpha testers. Wonderful. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Take a screen. You can, if you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by pressing H. Aww. Make your playlist. Oh, that's wonderful. You gotta make your own playlist for this. Oh, that's funny. That's great. Oh, that's cool. Okay, wow. So yeah, it's so yes, it is very, very well, I just said the game. It is very Stanley Parable, like a visual novel Stanley Parable. I really enjoyed this. Seriously, you missed some of the best storylines? I haven't seen all the endings. Nope. Audio cut out? Oh, shouldn't have. You can hear me, right? You should be able to hear me. Oh, okay. Yeah, Eldritch Horror Stanley Parable. But yeah, yeah, I'd recommend this. This is this is interesting. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. All right then. Well, I guess that's about. I hope you do more great storylines missed. Maybe. Well, I think I'll probably look at the. I may have to look at the other storylines on my own. It's like I do want to look at like. Josh, do a top 10 narrators in video games, please. We'll see. But yeah. I'll probably look at the other endings on my own. But yeah, this is interesting. So I will I think we're gonna end the stream here. I will see you all later. So yeah. YouTube Squadron, thank you for subscribing. Silly Dilly 22. Member Medal recipients Jordan Hunter. Motivators Fire Tower V, thank you for the bits. Super Chat Artillery, Because I'm Bored, This Guy, Chaos Server 12345, David J. Thompson, Snowing Steak, Jordan Hunter, Lang Ying, Anima Mandala, The Dark Seraph, Tira McDougal. Thank you very, very much. This was a really fun game. I can't wait to watch my own reactions. Have a lovely